guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I have a story I want to talk to you guys about today. This is about things my family and I can do. Some people in my family and I can do that we can't explain, and it's really hard to explain. And I want to tell you guys some stuff. So the first thing I want to tell you is my great-great-grandmother, her sister can do things that it's really hard to explain. I'm trying to look up all of the, the reasons how this happens and stuff. I can't really find something that goes with what I was trying to say. So this is a true story. One of my great-great-grandmother's family members had internal bleeding and stuff, and I think it was my great-great-grandmother herself. That person was having internal bleeding, and it might have even been a friend. I'm not really sure. But my great-great-great-aunt, she was there visiting, and she had her hand over where the person was bleeding at. And she started saying some words or something, or it was either she was praying or something, and the doctors, either they couldn't figure out how the internal bleeding was happening, or they couldn't stop it, something. And she ended up stopping it in 5 minutes. It ended up stopping or something like that. It was in some type of time frame, and it stopped instantly. Now, this next story, I couldn't actually find that online of what it's called. But my mom told me, because I talked to her a little bit ago, I was telling her, I found all of this stuff about the things that I can do. And found out that my grandma, who had passed away in 2011, and my aunt, and myself, all do the same things. So, she told me a time when my aunt, I guess she was, a little older or something, and she called my grandma. She figured something was wrong, she felt something was wrong. She called my grandma and her mom, and she goes, "Hey, Mom, how's Aunt, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna say Aunt Betty, because that's her name." And she said, she says my aunt's name, and she goes, "She passed away." My aunt felt it. My aunt felt it completely. She said, "My mom told me my grandma does it, my mom does it, and then my aunt does it." So, I was thinking, I remember this happening to me constantly. This happened to me a few times. I remember back in school, being in the middle of school, and I had a dream we were going to take a test, and this was going to happen, and stuff. And, I figured out, this was going to happen in my dream, and I had a dream that it happened, and then, maybe a few days or weeks later, it ended up happening. So, I noticed that, and I told my friends, I just had deja vu, this is crazy. They didn't really, believe me or something, or they didn't understand. Sorry. Oh, okay, there we go. But, I told them, this, woo! I'm so sorry. I told them, I told my friends, I'm having deja vu. They obviously didn't believe me, and stuff like that. A few years ago, I can't really remember how long this was, but I do remember having this dream. So, I remember being at one of my old friend's houses, and this was the night my papa had passed away. And I remember sitting there, and I just had this feeling something was going to happen. I ended up going home the next day and found out that my papa had died from hip his hip broke, and he, it's in that video. It's one of my videos, but I'm not going to go in that detail. And I literally bawled my eyes out. It was crazy. And then this last one I'm about to tell you. So I can't really remember how long ago this was. This might have been when I was younger. This might have been when I was older. This might have been, hell, a few months ago. But I remember having this dream that I was going to be in a room filled with women, and there was going to be this woman who shaved half her head, who shaved half her head to get a tattoo on her skull, like right there, like on the side of her head. And I had that dream. And what was weird is I didn't notice this until I went to jail. I had posted a video on here that I had went to jail. And obviously it's on YouTube. And I had noticed when I had went to jail. I noticed, I remember this stuff. Hang on a second. I remember seeing this stuff that seemed so familiar to me. And I'm like, I was talking to myself. This was maybe the day or so I went there. Or this might have been the last week I was there. I remember saying to myself, I've seen this before. Even when I came there, I remember seeing them in a dream before. And it was so creepy because when I went to jail, I had met all the people that I did in my dream. And the last week I was there, I had met the woman who shaved while she was there half her head to get a tattoo literally on the side of her head. And I looked up the stuff, and I'm going to tell you the story that this woman had wrote. And I'm going to tell you what it is. And I typed in basically deja vus and dreams really come true. So I'm going to go ahead and read this to you, and I'm going to explain to you so everybody asks, there's people that ask this I was about to say why. There's people that literally ask this question, and I've asked this question myself before. There's these two questions that are on this, and it says, how is it possible for dreams to come true? I've never had a premonition. Do they really exist? And I'm going to read you the rest of this. Now, this woman, I can't really remember her name. I don't know if her name is on here. No. So there's no name of the woman who wrote this, of the person who wrote this. I don't know if it's a woman or a man or whatever. But, no, it was a woman. It was a woman because there's a part of this dream that I'll explain that she has. I'm going to tell you the dream and then the reality, just like I told you about my stories. So, those questions that I said, here's what reads after that. It says, well, the answer is yes. Okay, I'll reread the questions. How is it possible for dreams to come true? I've never had a premonition. Do they really exist? Well, the answer is yes. Having my own psychic dream experience was full of revelations, which I will now share with you on how it changed my ideas about dreaming forever. So, here we go. I'm not going to say this. This is her dream, and I'm not going to say all of it. I'm just going to paraphrase because that is copywriting, and I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to paraphrase. So, this woman basically dreamt that she was at work, and she was standing in a certain location of the restaurant, and she felt this really strange feeling, and it hit her immediately in the dream. And she said that a coworker that she had worked with approached her and told her, started talking to her about her job status, and then I guess she asked her why she was fired and stuff, and I guess in her dream, the woman had told her coworker had told her that she was fired because the boss's wife was jealous of her and didn't want her working there. And I guess this was like a note that she wrote in there, and it said that her boss's wife did bartend at the restaurant in real life. So I guess that would be a good reason of the dream. So she woke up or whatever. A few weeks later or a few days later, something like that, she was at work and she had this feeling like, okay, she's going to get fired, stuff like that. So she goes to work, she goes into this certain location where she was standing in her dream, and she walked up to her coworker and was talking to her about this, and the coworker was puzzled and was like talking to her about new jobs that she can get and if she was actually fired and stuff. And sure enough, she was actually fired, and because of the wife. And I guess, people have dreams that happen and then actually happen. Like, my dream about me going to jail ended up actually going to jail. It actually is really scary to think about because, if you think about it, some people who doesn't believe in this stuff would sit there and say, no, that's not true. There's no way. There's no proof. There's no proof that that's real. There is, like I was telling my mom earlier, there's only a handful of families or people that can do this. And me, my mom, my grandma, my aunt, and my great-great-aunt does this. So there is a possibility. There is a possibility that this is true, because it is. My mom believes in it. My grandma believed in it. She's actually told me about this before. And she's told not my aunt, but my grandma has told me stuff like this before. And I remember me and her talking about this, but I never really thought like, oh, okay, maybe I'll be able to do it, stuff like that. So, in the rest of this, it says, deja vu is a lost prediction. And then it says, as stated, one theory about deja vu is that it is simply a manifestation of the subconscious mind. That being said, take into consideration, and while sleeping and dreaming, the subconscious mind runs rampant. This is what dreams are made of. And then it says, sometimes we remember our dreams, and sometimes in great detail. Like the dream I had about being fired. That was a special kind of dream, a premonition. For whatever reason, it came true. Just like mine, it came true. And then she wrote, I'm going to say this, what she wrote was, when I had deja vu about the dream later, that was simply my mind remembering the dream. I was aware of the dream because I remembered it when I woke up. But we do not remember all of our dreams. Since dreams can be predictions and come true, wouldn't it be reasonable to suggest that we have had these predictions or dreams and then wake up the next morning without recalling them? This leads me to my theory. She wrote, deja vu is the subconscious mind recalling a dream that our conscious minds did not recall. It seems highly possible that deja vu could be a prediction from a dream that you don't remember having or lost prediction. And then it says, she says life is nothing but a dream. And then she said she never thought in a million years she would have been able to come up with this theory that links to to dreams and deja vu. She said, if not experiencing it firsthand, and then she says, the fact that it happened to me is the only real evidence I have proof of this. And too bad it's not tangible. But it makes a lot of sense if you really think about it enough. And what amazing is that it proves dreams can be predictions. Imagine all of the things you could be predicting every night and forgetting about, since we can't really remember our dreams. She goes, next time you have deja vu, embrace the fact that you have psychic powers, because you predicted something in a dream. We all have amazing abilities. Sometimes we just forget them. In this case, literally. We can't remember every dream, but practicing dream recall is a great way to harness our powers of prediction. The power of the mind is astonishing, and I hope to provide more insights into it. I have a premonition that I will. So, that end made her sound a little bit crazy. But, you know, I had a dream that I would become a YouTuber, a full-up YouTuber. You know, I would come up with all these ideas and things like that, and I'll become a YouTuber and everything. And right now I'm at 11 subscribers, which I'm excited about. I'm getting there, slowly, but getting there, which makes me happy. But yeah, so if you've ever had any dreams like this, where you had a dream and it came true later on, comment down below and let me know your experiences, and let me know what you dreamt about and what actually happened. And subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed. If you are subscribed and you haven't hit that button yet, or if you're not subscribed and you want to subscribe, hit the notification button and get all of the notifications that tells you if I had made a video and if I had posted it yet. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!